welcome to my brand new video series in which I will be talking about my childhood to like where I am now in consoles. So without further ado, let's get started with the first gaming console that I actually own that got me into gaming, and that is the Sony PlayStation. Now, I have a lot of fond memories with this console. I'm not gonna lie. I love this console so much. I still play it to this day. And, oh boy, to hearing that sound. Anyway, when it comes to, the PlayStation, my brief moment I will talk about in, like, where the history came from, like, how long have I had it, what else did I have at the time. Those are the questions you'll be hearing within this series. So, let's start with the PlayStation itself. This console right here, I played more than the other console I had at the time, and that was the Super Nintendo. So these two consoles were my childhood, from 1997, from birth, to 2005. Yeah, I'll say 2005 because that's when I started getting next generation of consoles in my lifetime. Slowly but surely. Slowly. But it wasn't even my own. The PS2 was not mine that we had at the time. So let's move on to basically what got me into this console. Well, I loved Mario. I loved Mario Paint. Those were the games I played all the time on my Super Nintendo, which that was the first console I got into. I don't have one. I would have done that video over this any day. I mean, seriously, I really wish I never had to lose it. Well, it's in a better place now. It's with my cousin, who loves the Super Nintendo. And he's in the armed forces, so, good on ya. America all the way. Yeah, so, the games that got me into this, I do not technically have all of them. But you will laugh at me for this one. But, A Bug's Life. Yes, A Bug's Life got me into this console. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I really don't get why people hate it. I don't. Like, seriously, I love that game still, and call me nostalgic old Willy Wombat crap. No. I just like the game. It's just fun. Sometimes I just want to be casually playing a game. I don't want to go wholeheartedly into the story of, say, Skyrim, which I'm just now literally getting into on the PS3. Get to that later. But this is another game I would say got me into the console, even though it gave me a lot of nightmares from like 5 years old until I started playing this for real. Clock Tower. A lot of memories here. A lot of memories. Which I will get into playing a game, getting some gameplay footage out for you on this one. Eventually. Probably for Halloween. Maybe. Hint, hint, wink, wink. We don't know. We'll just see. Moving on. This is another one that I got introduced the same year I got into Clock Tower, kind of. I started playing this when I was getting into survival horror games back in 2009, which is when my PlayStation 1 phase, or fad, whatever you want to call it, started dwindling down into a spiral. That's when even the PS2 era was going away from me. Again, I'll get into that in another video. That'll be the third video in this series, by the way. PlayStation 2. And that was my winner for the longest time. So if any of you might think I love Xbox because I loved it all my life, no. We will get into that again later, how I feel about the console wars and what's the big deal about it, really. And I would have been more prepared. I should have gotten the biggest game that really made me play this over any other console that I had, was Spider-Man. Yes, Spider-Man. I still play that to this day, but not as greatly as I once did. But I am playing it on hard mode, so it shows you how much I played it. This one, I just now got it for the first time this year. But I have no nostalgic meaning to get this game other than I love Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Shoot me and call me dummy, but I love Star Wars Episode 1. I love Star Wars Episode 2. Episode 3 is okay, in my opinion. Great battles, though. Not gonna lie. Great battles. Good story. But Episode 1 and 2 are my favorites in the franchise. But this game, the only reason I bring this up, because it did show up in my childhood once. Once have I ever seen it in real life before actually playing it. I visited Las Vegas at 9 years old, and that was the very first time I been out of state. Wah, wah, wah. Yeah, laugh at me if you want. I don't care. Well, take that back. I was 7 the first time I went to Vegas. First time I left state was when I was 2. So we'll just subtract what I just said. Who cares? Not everybody's good with memory, am I right? But anyway, this, I had no idea what it was about. But there was a game I did have for Stars of the one that was Pod Racer. Or Racer, whatever you call it. For the N64, which I played that more than I played the PlayStation at one point, but PlayStation still wins in a lot of regards. The only reason I didn't play the N64 as much, just for the fact that I had a lot more PlayStation games at the time. Final Fantasy VII, that is on my list of games that got me into the PlayStation in the first place. It's not in my list because I lost a sick ton of games. So many when I moved in 2014. Awful year, but I won't get into too much detail there. But yeah. And let's go on with the history of controllers that I've had in my childhood growing up. We'll start with this one since this is my oldest controller that I've actually had in my own possession. This one is a Mad Catz controller. Rest in peace, company. You did a great job. My first memory card, which I don't have anymore, sadly, was also made by Mad Catz. Same color scheme, too. It was purple. And boy, oh boy, I had a lot of good games on there. Crash Bandicoot 2. Another game that's not in this pile that I wish it was. And let's move on to the next controller that came into the foray. In fact, these two came in the same time, but I played with this one a whole lot more. I still play with this, but look at that. Does that look any good to you? Who cares? It still works. That's all I care about. Does it work? Does it play? Does it do anything that it's supposed to? Those are my questions. I don't care about if it looks good or if it looks bad. I mean, seriously. People hate this game. And, Jar Jar, I love you, guy, but not here. I'll get into this later. And finally, the last controller, which I play with more than I really would like to. I really don't like the PlayStation controller, period. It's too small for my hands to play for hours on end, which I would like to do sometimes. So, if I were to get into an Xbox video, which is going to be eventual, it's inevitable that I'm going to do that after PlayStation 2. So, Episode 3 is Xbox Original. And basically the story of how that came into play. And here are the only memory cards I have left. And, yeah, I don't have a story there. I mean, I don't remember. But that should about wrap up the PlayStation. Yeah, I've had this console since before, like, a little bit after I was born. Possibly Christmas? I don't know. I just know that I've had it my whole life, and I've been playing it my whole life. Well, a few gaps here and there, because, you know, kids go through their phases and all that. But that just about wraps that up. Next video will be the PlayStation 2, which the only one I have is not the one I first owned. It's the newest one I got in 2015 for Christmas, thanks to my now late Uncle Mike. I'll get into the story of the PlayStation 2, which is a Slim, which I have now. and basically my experiences with. I have a lot more experiences with that than I do with this, surprisingly. And then the Xbox, which, oh boy, we're gonna go into a whole new setup there, a big one. And then I would do a 360 video, but I'll just stick that in with the Xbox original one, just because, again, later. So, without further ado, this has been Citruck, coming at you live from the kitchen. And this was my retrospective of the PlayStation 1, and the rest of my childhood consoles will be up and about. So, bye, God bless, and happy gaming, and have a great day.